a lot of people are tired, aren't they? Or going, I just don't feel like I've got any energy at the moment. And we're hoping the man just to push us through full steam ahead into a brand new week is Rob Edwards from LIFECYCLE Coaching in Sandbach. How are you, Duck?
Good afternoon, Lou. I'm tired and I've got no energy whatsoever.
You can't say that!
That's what people say, isn't it? They say I've got no time and I've got no energy. Do you hear it a lot?
All the time. And the weird thing, you say every 2 minutes, don't you? I'm knackered. I'm tired.
I do.
No, the last time was I'd gone the hairdressers last week. And I ended up chatting to the girl in the next... Well, she was having her hair done. She had this pinky colour done, and we were gassing away for ages. But that's how the conversation started. She just gone, I feel so tired.
Yeah, it's something I hear a lot. Doing the job that I do as well, I hear it an awful lot. And it just seems to be a consequence of modern day life, doesn't it? There always seems to be too much to do in the time that we have. And time and energy seem really hard to come by, don't they, at the moment? That's how
I think there's a lot of guilt with it as well, because you're very aware of what people... I mean, for a start, we're looking at the news, just going, the horrendous things that are happening, the situation people are in Ukraine. You feel ridiculous even saying, like if I come in and go to someone, I don't feel right, you feel a bit of guilt and a bit pathetic, don't you? Saying, well, what have we got to moan about? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to kind of translate and kind of compare it to what they're going through.
There's no comparison, is there? But do you think it's a lot of the news that we've had to take in and everything, all the adjustments over the last sort of 18 months, 2 years?
I think all of that has come into factor. Of course it has. We're constantly absorbing all of this change and all this news, aren't we? But strip that away, and a lack of time and a lack of energy has been present for years, regardless of the circumstances that we find ourselves in now. And it's always had a negative impact. And it starts to impact our performance, our relationships, our health, our mental and physical health. But look at the statement a minute, time and energy, and consider the difference between the two, right? Because it's dead interesting when you break it down, because time is a finite resource. There's only so much of it. There's only 24 hours in a day, and we can't expand that. And yet we waste a huge amount of energy trying to find more time. However, energy is totally different, because our personal energy is a renewable resource. It's completely under our control, and we can determine how much or how little we have by what we do and by the choices that we make. So surely it makes more sense to focus our attention on our energy levels first.
Like be a bit more select in how you use your energy and what you give it to.
Yeah, and where you get it from. It's a bit of a mindset shift to focus on energy before time, but it's a really powerful shift. And we tend to think of energy as something that we get from food, right? So what happens when we're low in energy? We'll probably grab a snack, packet of crisps, Coke, whatever, just to get us through.
Could we just, Tom, well, look at your picnic table. I went in there, not joking, there's a whole buffet on in here.
Yeah, it's time to finish these crisps,
You've got snacks of sandwiches, crisps. So he's sorted out like bringing food in, drinking a lot of water and all of that. But what else can we do?
That's great. That's only one part of it, you see, because there's so many other things that affect our energy levels. So think of it in terms of 3 overlapping circles, right? A bit like a colour palette. When we used to go to school and you do all the 3 circles, the primary colours. Quick test for you, Tom. Do you know what the primary colours are, mate?
Oh, gosh.
Red.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Red, blue.
Red, blue.
Yellow.
Red, blue, yellow. Well done, Lou.
Thanks for saving me there.
Can I have a gold star, please? I'm actually drawing this as you said it. I've drawn the 3 overlapping circles.
Right, okay. So in terms of the primary colours, you've got a red, a yellow and a blue circle. And where they meet, something happens. When you mix them together, what happens?
Well, you get new colours, don't you?
Right, exactly. You get different colours, don't you? So think of your energy levels in the same way, right? And there's 3 primary energy sources. So the first one is physical energy, which we just spoke about. So it's your fuel and your nutrition and your exercise and your sleep. The second one is an emotional energy. This is what we don't always take into account. Right?
Oh, I waste so much on emotion. I can't even tell you over and over. If somebody said something, it can bother me for days. I go over and over it, Rob.
Exactly that. And that's our emotional energy. So it's possible to have a high physical energy. You can be stacked up on Tom's snack table, right, and have high physical energy. But you can have low emotional energy, right?
Stop picking on me.
When you feel emotionally low as well, on a good day, it's like water off a duck's back. Things don't bother you, do they? But I think when you're quite low on energy, because even slight comments, you just think, well, you shut up and leave me alone.
Exactly that. So so the emotional energy circle is how able we are to understand and to regulate our emotions, and developing that psychological flexibility in the way that we see things. And then there's the third circle, which is our mental energies, and that's our ability to maintain focus and to manage distractions. Are we staying engaged in what we're doing, or are we always getting distracted by other things, right? So those three circles are the primary sources to focus on. What can you do in each of those circles? Not just eat a load of food to get you through, but what can you do emotionally and mentally to equal out your energy levels? And then when we've got that mixture right in those primaries, that's when we can start to explore where we merge in those secondary energies, which is where we find things like understanding our values and our purpose in life. And
well,
things
Tom's
like that.
got no values whatsoever. It is, though, isn't it? I think what you've just said's made a lot of sense, where once you get that energy right, you're more likely to stay in this 5 minutes, because I think if you're feeling quite low or a bit wishy-washy, you start going, how am I going to do that on Friday? I can't even get through today. You kind of jump ahead.
Every little thing can get to you as well, can't it? When you're like that.
And if you're only focusing on one of those circles, you just get energy spikes and then energy drains, and it's not consistent, you see.
Well, we've learnt colours today off you as well. I mean, I know you've got a lot of stuff online as well. If people are feeling quite low or struggling, it's really useful. How can we find you, Rob?
You can find me at lifecyclecoaching.co.uk.